AI's model, when presented with this scenario, failed to consistently predict that the strawberry would roll off the table.
So even with all this talk about superintelligence, we're still in the early days of AI figuring out like the basic laws of physics.
It seems that way, yeah.
Wow.
Which is a good reminder that true intelligence involves far more than acing a standardized test or crunching massive data sets.
Right.
It's about understanding the subtle, complex ways in which the real world works.
Right.
And that's something that even the most advanced AIs are still trying to master.
It makes you appreciate how incredible like the human brain is, right?
It really does, yeah.
We take for granted our ability to just like know that a strawberry is going to roll off a tilted table. But for AI, replicating that kind of common sense reasoning is proving to be a huge
a huge challenge. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got AI potentially sparking international power struggles,
right?
Grappling with gravity.
Yeah.
Is there any good news in this AI whirlwind?
You know, amidst all the hype and potential pitfalls, there's a story here that I find incredibly exciting.
Okay.
It involves a Google project that's flown surprisingly under the radar, and it's something anyone can use right now.
Okay, now you've got my attention.
Okay.
Google's usually the one making the big splashy AI announcements.
They are.
What is this mysterious under-the-radar project?
It's called Notebook LM.
Notebook LM.
Notebook LM. And it's deceptively simple, but incredibly powerful.
Right.
Basically, you upload any document, a research paper, an article, meeting notes, you name it.
Uh-huh.
And Notebook LM generates what's essentially an AI-powered podcast summarizing the key points for you.
Wait, so instead of me having to wade through pages and pages of like dense text, I can just listen to an AI-generated podcast
exactly
that pulls out the most important bits.
Exactly.
Okay, now that is seriously cool.
Yeah.
In a world where we're constantly bombarded with information,
right?
A tool like that could be a lifesaver.
Absolutely.
It's like having AI on your side, helping you cut through the noise and focus on what matters.
That's what's so exciting about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a perfect example of how AI can be used to empower us, to make us more efficient, more informed, more capable of tackling the complexities of the modern world.
You know, it makes you wonder what other amazing AI tools are out there just waiting to be discovered.
Right.
Tools that could be helping us right now in our everyday lives, not just in some like far off future.
It's a treasure trove of potential.
Yeah.
And it's a good reminder that sometimes the most powerful innovations aren't the ones grabbing the headlines,
right,
but the ones quietly making a difference in our daily lives.
Speaking of powerful innovations, let's circle back to OpenAI for a moment.
Okay.
We were talking about their ambitious power grab, but we only scratched the surface of what that could mean.
Right.
Right. Like, what are the implications of all this?
And this is where we need to talk about the potential downsides of AI becoming a limited resource. Because if access to superintelligence is determined by something as fundamental as energy consumption, that raises some serious questions about who gets left behind.
You're saying that in a future where AI has the potential to solve like some of the world's biggest problems, it could actually exacerbate existing inequalities.
Potentially, yeah. It's a real concern.
Yeah.
Imagine a scenario where only the wealthiest nations, the ones who can afford to build these AI power plants, have access to the full potential of superintelligence. It's like creating a digital divide on steroids.
So instead of a future where AI uplifts humanity, we could end up in one where it further divides us.
It's a possibility we need to be mindful of.
Wow.
And it highlights the importance of having these conversations, of thinking critically about the ethical implications of these technological advancements.
It's like we need a whole other deep dive just to unpack the potential societal impact of all this.
Perhaps we do.
Right.
Yeah. But even without diving too deep into the weeds, it's crucial for us to be aware of these issues, to ask the tough questions and to demand more from the people and institutions developing these technologies.
More transparency.
Absolutely.
More accountability.
Yeah.
And more of a focus on ensuring that the benefits of AI are shared widely and equitably.
Absolutely. Because the future of AI isn't just about technological progress. It's about human progress.
Yeah.
It's about using these tools to create a better world for everyone, not just a select few.
I like that. Yeah, it's like We're not just passengers on this AI train. We're actually the ones driving this thing.
We have a say in this.
But how do we even begin to steer something this complex? It's like every day there's a new headline, a new breakthrough, a new ethical dilemma.
It's true. The pace of change can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
But that's where it becomes even more crucial to focus on those underlying principles, those guiding stars that can help us navigate the complexities.
So less about trying to predict the future of AI and more about like shaping it intentionally.
Exactly. And that brings us back to one of the most important takeaways from this deep dive, a seemingly simple yet incredibly powerful tool, Google's Notebook LM.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. We're talking about agency, right? Like Notebook LM, even with all its simplicity, gives us a taste of that.
Exactly. Think about it. This isn't some far-off futuristic fantasy. It's a tool. It's available right now that allows anyone to take a massive amount of information and distill it into a digestible, understandable format.
So instead of being intimidated by information overload, we can actually leverage AI to help us make sense of it all.
And not just make sense of it, but engage with it on a deeper level. Imagine listening to an AI-generated podcast, summarizing a complex research paper, and then using that as a springboard for further exploration, critical thinking, even debate.
It's like having an AI study buddy.
Exactly.
Who can cut through the noise and get to the heart of the matter.
Exactly. And that's just one example. As AI continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more tools and technologies that empower us to learn, to create, and to engage with information in ways we never thought possible.
Okay, that's actually pretty inspiring when you put it like that. But, I mean, let's be real here. Not every AI development is going to be as user-friendly as Notebook LM. We've still got those power struggles, those ethical gray areas.
Absolutely. And that's precisely why this conversation, this awareness is so crucial. We need to be asking the tough questions, challenging the status quo, and demanding more from the people, the institutions developing these technologies.
More transparency, more accountability, more of a focus on using AI for good.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's about recognizing that the future of AI isn't predetermined. It's a future we have the power to shape.
So if there's one thing you want our listener to take away from this deep dive, one thought to ponder on their next walk, what would it be?
I think it boils down to this: the most powerful AI isn't the one with the most processing power or the most complex algorithms. It's the AI that empowers us, that expands our horizons, that helps us create a better future for ourselves, for generations to come.
That's a powerful thought. And on that note, I think we've officially reached the bottom of this deep dive.
Indeed we have. Until next time.